I just got out of the shower and I was reading this comment and I was like, I don't know how many people know, but Bettie Page lived a crazy life. Bettie Page was born in 1923 as Betty May Page. She grew up extremely poor with a very abusive father, and she was actually sent by her mother to an orphanage for a while. She actually earned a degree in education, which is super cool. But ultimately, she decided that she really wanted to be an actress. So she divorced her husband in 1947 and moved to New York City. She was discovered by an amateur photographer there. He said, I think you'd make a great pinup model. Can I take your picture? So he took her picture and he helped her build a portfolio. After this, she ends up working with a very well known fetish pinup photographer. He did all those shots of her with the bondage and really got her started into that. And then in 1954, she, of course, was chosen to do Playboy. And she does that real famous jungle theme shoot. Remember that? In 1957, she disappears. Nobody knows where she is, what she's doing. She's not modeling, she's not acting, she is nowhere to be found. 1960s, she pops up again, but not as a model. She is moving from state to state, Florida, Tennessee, California, and she is deeply, deeply religious. She is looking for work at all these different religious organizations and churches, but she has a really hard time getting any kind of work, employment from those people. So here's where it gets a little more interesting. She starts having hallucinations and gets extremely paranoid. She thinks people are following her, people are watching her, and she thinks there's all these conspiracies. Everybody's conspiring against her. So in 1972, she stabs her landlord, thinking he's part of this evil conspiracy against her. She's not put in prison. She is put in a mental hospital because it is pretty clear that she's suffering. In this mental hospital, they diagnose her as a paranoid schizophrenic. She's released, but she is still struggling. So in 1982, she stabs another landlord, a second landlord, and this time she almost kills her. Thankfully, the woman survived, but she was very close to dying. So this time she's declared legally insane again, and she is put in an institution in California for almost a decade. Now, in the 90s, everybody started liking pinups again. Everybody thought it was really cool. And because she becomes popular again, she's actually compensated for her old work that's been being used for all these years. We've all seen it in magazines and advertisements. She was never paid for any of that. She passed away in 2008 without any other incidents that I'm aware of, at least not major ones. And she died from a heart attack at the age of 85. But I didn't know how many of you knew that because her life was something.